Alright guys, we are back for another Dokkan battle video, so we're going to take a look at this guy. Let me just get it out of the way, he sucks. Cyborg Tao is really bad. This is the newest Super Strike character, and they made him just, I think, abysmal. I don't really see what they were going for. I suppose we look at his super attack effect, which is probably the best part of this character, I guess. He greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn, 50% buff. Supreme damage to the enemy, and then a high chance to stun, 50% chance to stun. So I suppose that's the value from this character. He's a stunning character. So it's like, if we take a look at the category teams Cyborg Tao is rocking here, he has World Tournament, Resurrected Warriors, Sibling Bond, Revenge, Earthling, Sworn Enemy, and Earthbred Fighters. So I guess this Cyborg Tao on one of these category teams with his ability to stun. So maybe like, you know, Resurrected Warrior Super Battle Road or something like that. I mean, I guess I would say if you're a newer player, I mean, yeah, he could help you in like Resurrected Warrior Extreme Super Battle Road. Something. Maybe like a Revenge Super Battle Road or something. Like, I mean, we really have to grasp at straws, but this guy's pretty bad. I feel like they could have given him a little bit more. I mean, just because the unit's free to play doesn't mean they have to actually suck balls, right? Like, no way. Link set is looking pretty bad. We have Crane School, Supreme Warrior, Coward, Bombardment, Revival, Super Strike, Shattering Limit. I mean, that's just not good. I mean, I don't really understand why, like, Link's, like, Coward need to really be in circulation. I mean, I guess, you know, Yajirobe is good, right? Frost is not good. I don't care what anyone says. I don't know why, like, Crane School continues to need, like, it needs to be a thing. It's just not good. I mean, LR Tao, sure. But, like, LR Mercenary Tao is not the craziest, right? Cyborg Tao isn't that good. The new Banner Unit Tien, he is very good, but this is just, again, for the most part, a pretty shitty Link. I mean, let's look at this page, right? This guy... right, this is LR, TN, and Chelter's SSR, TUR, LR. They came out in 2017. And this is the amount of characters we've gotten with this Link. Like, and the other thing, too, is that some Links are really bad. Very, very small lineups or something like that. But then they're super good to compensate. This is just 20% attack. I mean, there should be another 20% defense and 2 key in this, right? So, I don't know. We're just here in a Dokkan event. I don't think we need to be recording this video very long. I don't think we need to spend much time here. Tao is just not really good enough. I mean, we'll see what, like, some of the numbers he could do and stuff like that is, but, again, don't anticipate too much here. So, okay, so Tao, let's take a look at what he's doing, I guess, from his passive. Just a quick basis, and then we'll jump in. He's getting 1 key, 100% attack and defense. 70% chance of 1 key and another 100% attack and defense. Okay, that sucks, right? If there's a Turtle School category enemy, which we are fighting, he gets an additional super. And if key is 9 or more, he gets another 50% attack and defense. And then he gets 50% attack and a high chance to crit if the enemy is stunned or sealed. So I guess it's like we use Tao and we have these links activated. The point is, I guess we're going to use Tao, like, in a stage where there's a Turtle School enemy that could be stunned, And then Tao could potentially get a couple of super attacks, and maybe get the stun off. I guess that's sort of what we're going to do with this guy, right? It's just kind of like get him to be able to, you know, pop some of these additionals and stuff like that. I'm not really too sure. Like, that's it? Like, that's what we're going to make, like, a free-to-play release? It's just like, hey, maybe he gets stun a little bit in some content? That's it? I don't know. It just seems a little weird, I would say. All right, so 155k, sure. I mean, remember, we have Yajirobe support up. Let's see this. I'll probably do, like, another turn or two, I guess. I mean, at the very least, we do want to see Tao be able to do multiple supers since he can get the additional super. He's at 5 million right there. And it's a 50% chance to super. Then he does that. Now, did you notice that? How his attack stat dropped right there? So, this is kind of like a negative with this character. Every once in a while, characters are able to super attack, and they need less ki to do it, right? Some characters are able to do this. Mercenary Tao, I guess I should call him Cyborg Tao here. He is one of these characters. I just want to pull up his info. I believe he gets super attack at 9 ki, is what it is. Again, let's just quickly go over to his card right here. So, Tao can super attack at 9 ki. The problem here is that this is a unit that has a guaranteed additional super in his kit, right? Against a Turtle School enemy. An additional super is always going to be the lowest amount of ki you can do to super attack. This is why LRs with additional supers don't do 18 ki supers, right? Because it's always going to be the minimum amount of ki you need to do a super. So, because Tao supers at 9 ki, that really only functions as a debuff for him, because it means his additional supers aren't going to hit as hard. Now, I mean, you could make the point that, I mean, his link set is pretty awful, and he might struggle for ki because of that. But, I mean, that is kind of addressed in his passive, right? Like, he is giving himself 1 ki at the start of turn, and then he has a 70% chance of another ki, right? So, him supering early like that just takes away damage from him. It's really all that's happening there. Just a bizarre design for this character, right? Like, they didn't think of that? I don't know, because it's like, you know, considering he's getting 50% attack and defense for 1 turn from his super attack effect, you'd think, oh, you do a couple of supers and his damage is going to increase, but it's not even really going to be the case with him, huh? I don't know. Let's at least get another turn. I mean, I would like to see him, I guess, with his attack buff up. Yeah, so I want to fight a Turtle School enemy that we could either stun or seal, right? So that we could see Tao, I guess, with his full passive or a bunch of these abilities up, and then we'll finish up. But yeah, this guy, just really a dreadful character. And you know, I don't want to hear people make excuse like, bro, it's like a free-to-play character. Oh my god, it's a free-to-play. Give him a break. It's like, all right, man, but like, you know, I think Super Strike King Cold is pretty good. I think, you know, Super Strike Android 16 is pretty good. Like, did this guy really need to be this pointless? I mean, the only way to use this guy is if you're fighting a Turtle School enemy that you want to stun. That's pretty much it. Alright, guys, so we got a kooky little turn right here. So, it's actually, okay, Tao, we need to be fighting a Turtle School enemy that we could either stun or seal. That's not super common across the game, believe it or not, besides, like, Dokkan events, right? And we also would need to, like, not kill the enemy. This works out well, because Jackie Chun can activate some of these shitty links for Tao, right? Like these, you know, Super Strike and Bombardment and this garbage. So we'll super attack. We will seal Krillin. We have Tao. We'll be able to see the attacks that he could do. We got Yajirobe support on rotation as well. Let's see what Cyborg Tao, the monster, can do here. Now, well, you know what's really funny is a week ago I would have said, well, yeah, he's pretty bad, but he is a World Tournament character, which is the worst team in the game. Well, oh yeah, oops, World Tournament is like a top 5 team now. You know, it's just, I mean, as long as you've got the options, but they were just like, oh yeah, by the way, we're just gonna do a dual Dokkan Fest, like, major celebration centered around the World Tournament category. So it's like, you know, Goku, Piccolo Jr., Krillin, Tien, and Jackie Chun. That 5 is ridiculous. It's very powerful, so I don't know. I guess it's still useful. Like, the way I would describe this character, I've used this term a couple times before, but this Tao, I guess, is kind of like strengthening the floor of your box, right? Like, the bottom level of the World Tournament category is now, like, a little bit stronger, right? Like, this Cyborg Tao, even though he's pretty bad, I think, by today's standards, I mean, he's certainly better than, like, Yamu and Spopovich or like, these characters right here, right? So, I guess we have that going for Cyborg Tao. I don't know, though. I mean, he's certainly, Cyborg Tao doesn't really seem that good. Needless to say, he doesn't seem too impressive to me. All right, this is Bombardment of Accumulated Rage. By the way, Tao does deserve a Dokkan Fest, by the way. Maybe not Cyborg Tao, who just gets embarrassed by Tien, but certainly Tao from this fight with Kid Goku. I mean, I know we did get an LR from that fight, but like they could give him a Dokkan Fest for sure. Tao's leader skill, more Dragon Ball Saga buffs, a big deal, right? Tao's leader skill is, Bombardment of Accumulated Rage, Cyborg Tao. Leader skill is STR and AGL key 3 and 70% to stats. Doesn't matter what his leader skill is. Super attack is the Super Dodan Ray, which greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn, 50% buff. Does supreme damage to the enemy and has a high chance to stun, 50% chance to stun. Pretty good. Again, that's probably the best part about this character. Very strong super attack effect right there. His passive, Rule Neglecting Weapon. He gets 1 key and 100% attack and defense at the start of turn. Then he gets a great chance, a 70% chance of an additional 1 key and 100% attack and defense. And then if there is a Turtle School category enemy, he gets a guaranteed additional super, and if key is 9 or more, an additional 50% attack and defense. And then finally, he gets 50% attack and a high chance to crit if the enemy is stunned or sealed. What to even do to make this character relevant? I don't know, man. Give him a scouter? He's like a cyborg type thing, right? Like, give him a scouter. Like, if this entire unit was exactly the same, but he had a scouter, it's like, well, I mean, he's got a scouter at least, right? Like, that's something. Give him orb changing, or a defensive ability, maybe a 50% chance to dodge, something. Because right now, it's literally just his stun is, like, the only value you're going to get out of this guy, right? His links are Crane School, Supreme Warrior, Coward, Bombardment, Revival, Super Strike, and Shattering the Limit. Not really too great there, I would say. 12 Q multiplier, 140%. And then I guess Cyborg Tao is on at least some sort of like weaker teams that could always use more help. World Tournament, is very top heavy now at this point, right? The top of the World Tournament category is very good. But, once you get past the first 5, there is a significant drop off that occurs, right? Tao is also on the Resurrected Warriors category right here. Any options added to this team is always a really good thing. This is a little bit of a wonky team for sure. Tao is also over here on the Sibling Bond category team. This is another team I consider to be very wonky, and I do really like getting more options for this team. Tao is also over here on the Revenge category team as well. Another team, any options you can get here probably does help, seriously. Tao is also on the Earthling team, which, over the last couple of months, we have gotten some significant buffs to the Earthling category team, so that's good. Tao is also on the Sworn Enemy team. This is going to make for a great leader skill for some character. All these Cells, Friezas, Boos are all on here. This is going to be a sick category someday, hopefully. Demon King Piccolo is on here as well. This could be pretty good. Not now, but maybe eventually, right? Then, of course, Tao finally is on the Earthbred Fighter team. Maybe if, we're doing some sort of, villain Earthbred Fighter team, I guess. I don't know. But that's about it. There is Super Strike Cyborg Tao. Should people grind them up? Yeah, the rewards are pretty decent for grinding these Super Strike characters, right? So grind them up, but you probably don't need to use them very much. I don't know. Again, think of this character as strengthening the floor of your box, right? Maybe for some free-to-play players, this guy could be better than some of the Extreme STR characters you have for Battlefield or something. But that's pretty much all I could really think about for this Super Strike Cyborg Tao.